This week we're going to be winging it because I'm going to make an envelope, and I've never made a fabric envelope like this before, so we're just going to see what happens. So I've rescued this little envelope and I've just opened it up, and it's going to be my template. I've got 2 pieces of fabric. This one is quite a boho one, quite a rich coloured one, which I like. And this is just some plain, quite thick, like curtain sort of material. And what I'm going to do is one's going to be the inside and one's going to be the outside. Don't know which way round. I'm going to cut them out like this. So if I'm doing that, that's going to be the outside. So that will be the inside. That's what I want. So I'm going to, I think I will just pin this down for a minute. Now you can all tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Let me know. But this makes sense to me. I want an envelope shape. Use an envelope. I could have used, you know, a pointy one, but I didn't have any small enough. Okay, I'm going to cut it out. Maybe I should have left a seam. Not quite sure. We will see. We will see what happens. We could be starting again, but I hope not, because I don't want to waste this fabric. I'll be keeping this bit. I might throw these bits away. Except that fringing's quite cool. What am I like? So we're going to just trim first. I'm going to do all the sort of straight bits. I could cut this out with my rotary cutter, but I don't think I could be accurate enough. Just chop that bit off. And I'm thinking if I just snip into the corners like this. Okay, that needs a bit more of a snip. There we go. I think this will work. Who thinks this is going to work? Okay, and well, I think it's going to work. I think I've got it sort of sussed. And I've got to find a vintage image as well now, which is going to be fun. I think I'll end up printing one onto some fabric. Right, I think that is going to be good for me. I've now ruined that. So what we're going to do is, oh, I might need that. In the original, that's the original. This is the flap up, and this is a cross. So, oh no, that goes in first. Yeah, this is why I've got 2. Why have I got 2 layers, guys? To make my life more difficult? Yes, pretty much. You know me, I have to have a challenge. I think it looks quite cool with the extra coming out. Maybe not. Maybe I will cut this inside one slightly in. I hope I haven't done that one twice. Okay, right. Let's see if we can go now. I've got bits everywhere. Now, which way up was it? The other way. That that is going to go on there. So this is my inside. So fold them in. Oh, that's a bit better. And I might put a pin in at the top here. So I'm trying to not get my arm in the way. So one there. Fold it in. And then I can get the pin out once I've stitched. And then this is going to come up like that. How far up does it? Oh, it doesn't go that far. So to there. And I'm going to put a pin in the bottom here so that it doesn't move. And we're going to stitch. I think what the best thing to do is just stitch down the edge. Like, I can hear all you stitchers going, no, there's a stitch for that. Well, I don't know it. So I'm going to do like an over sort of stitch down the sides just to hold my envelope together. And then I'll show you where I've got in my on my journal page when we've done this. So don't forget, if you haven't already been over, I'm sure you have. If you haven't been over to Sarah and Rachel's videos, go check them out. They're the experts. They know what they're doing. And go and see what everybody's up to on the Facebook group. Loads of inspiration on there. Loads of winging it on my videos. Loads of try it and challenge myself. I think I missed that one. Try it and see. And use what you've got. I've chosen a colour that will blend in. I didn't want to be able to really see my stitches. So I'm going to do the same on the other side and then take my pins out and we'll see if it worked. Oh, the suspense. The suspense. And it's not like it's going to be going through the post and, you know, things falling out of it. So, you know, as long as it looks sort of like an envelope, I'm good. Well, it may not be perfect, but, you know, I think it's perfect for me. So there we go. Let's see if it worked. Take out my pins. I don't see why it wouldn't. And I've left them so that I can actually get to them, which is cool. Now I've just got to think of some way. Oh, right. Yeah, you see, now that's where I've gone wrong, because that bit isn't actually attached there. I'm going to have to sew that across there, aren't I? But that isn't bad. I'm quite happy with that. I am going to sew across that little bit there. And I need more cotton, more thread. Okay, so my plan is working. I'm so chuffed. Look at that little envelope. And I've stitched across just to keep those two pieces together. And I've gone up and round, and I've actually folded this top one over to make it look really neat. So that is going to come down like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach some buttons like this so that I can wrap it shut. Yep, we're going to go for it. So I haven't got a knot in the end of this yet. Hang on. I'm thinking this is the only way I can get it, like a button or a closure on this. So I'm going to stitch on the button down the bottom. I don't know whether this will work. Like I say, we'll just go with it. And then I've got a little idea about what I can do, but I'm not quite sure whether it's going to work. So we're going to go with it. We're going to come and stitch that one off. I'm just going to try and make my knot as flat as possible, because obviously I'm going to be putting my tag in here, I think. Maybe. So cut that, I'm going to trim that. So that's one button. Not quite in the centre where it was supposed to be, but you know, it's sort of there, isn't it? And let's just get this lined up. So I'm going to go about there, I think. And I'm hiding my knot underneath my button. Oh, move them. Oh, everything's moving. Can you see? Shall I come a bit closer? Right. Oh, you don't want to put the button on yet, silly Billy. You want to go back up first and thread a needle. So now we can put our button on the top. Probably easier if I do it this way. And just go do a little cross. I chose one with 4 because it looked cuter. I don't even know if this is going to work. Fingers crossed. Okay, so we have that. So I'm going to tie a knot in here. And to keep my little envelope closed, my plan is to go back up and underneath there, and then use this as my little closing bit, like that. Aha! It works! Ta-da! Very excited. Very excited. I may put like something on the end of there, just to hold it sort of together. I could put not a blue one, maybe a red one. I could put a red button on. Let's just see if I can do that without having to thread this again. Probably not. It's probably easier to thread this. Or not. See? That's what I mean. Can't see properly. Bad eyes. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can just tie this button on the end of here. Like I was tying it onto something. Like that. And then try and tie a little knot in it. Come on. Not fiddly. Not fiddly at all. And it's now even shorter. Maybe should have used a longer thread. This would have been so much easier. But I think we're there. There we go. Right. Just trim that slightly off. With me blunt scissors by the look of it. So now, when we want to shut my little envelope up, we can do this. Ta-da! I love it! Love it! Okay, now we need to carry on with our page. I've popped a yo-yo on and I've made my little snowmen. I don't think I'd made them before. And I put a little bit of this on the top because it was just looking a bit like bare. Done my door, I've put little hinges on, and I want to do little French knots around my windows. But I first of all just want to make a stick. I do still have my lolly one, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I'm really not. I might put it up here, but I do want to use these. Oh, I've got this on my... I'm going to use this. It's not the right colour, but I've got it threaded. And I'm going to make my little stalk. What's it called? You know, my stick. My little stick. And I had these in this container. And I thought they would be quite cool to use for my stick. So I'll go down. Keep that one there. Like that. And then come back up quite close. And hopefully in a line. Am I too far up? Am I right? Am I right? No, I'm good. I do keep checking because I don't like being out of frame. There's not much point doing a video if you're not in frame. Now this one, post it on and then just go down there. Okay, a bit wobbly. It's a bit wobbly. So you can't see the colour of the thread. Oh, I'm a bit too far away with that one. So that's because I've got one of my creases. I'm loving it. Oh, it's just too much fun. Now, do we want to put this on? I loved it when I first got it out, but now I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to leave it for a minute. I may add it still. But I may not. Okay, I've threaded so many colours. So many colours. And I've got this here so that I don't go out of frame. So as long as I keep that level, I think I should be fine. So I've got all my threads, and what I'm going to do is just do a French knot very randomly on the outside of these. I don't know how many times to go round. Let's try one and see what it looks like. Maybe two. So I'm just going to move up a bit and do another one. It's going to be a right mess behind there. But I don't really want to have to keep cutting and knotting. Let's try two. 1, 2. And down. Trying to hold. Tricky, isn't it? Hold that tight. It's not tight at all. And I've got this in the way. Oh, 2 is definitely better. Right, and I'm going to go up and do one at the top. Then I'll knot it off. And do a little knot up there. 1, 2. 2 I said, didn't I? 1, 2. And pull that through. I've done quite big needles. I could regret this. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mess, but that's fine because you don't see this bit. I don't mind what it looks like on the back. So let's have a look. What should we have next? Let's have this gorgeous colour. I love, this is like one of my favourite colours. And I know it's almost the same as the window, but you know what? It's fine. It's so cool. This should really be right on the outside of the window. I think I've got them a bit far in. Now this is thicker, so I may have to go around once. I'm using up like the ends of a lot of threads because I'm getting a right mess here, aren't I? There we go. As you know, when you end up with lots of little bits left over, just tiny little ends like this, you get this much. So I've sort of been digging through my little sewing box and finding all these, oh, I only want to go once, finding all these little tiny bits so I can use them up and do my little pattern around the outside of my window. I don't know what they are, more sweeties or something. We don't mind, it's just going to look pretty. And I'll obviously do the same on the other window, off camera. And then I may finish off the page without showing you all of my stitches because I want to get on and make the tag for in this. So I've got this gorgeous green, and I'm just going to keep going around. I've finished my windows and not entirely happy, but honestly, so many tiny knots. This one was a bit wibbly wobbly. This one is much better, but I'm not done doing them all, so they're staying like that. I'll be back next week where we will make the tag for the envelope, and I'll have finished my page so that you can see how it's all ended up. Okay, thanks for joining me today, guys. Bye for now.